What's goody YTBC? What's good, fight fans, boxing heads around the world? B Marsh with another boxing video. So this is my breakdown and prediction on this fight we got coming up March 18th from MSG, New York, New York. That's a fight between the WBC, WBN, IBF middleweight champion of the world, Triple G, Gennady Golovkin versus the WBA regular champ, Danny Jacobs, you know what I mean? And this is going to be a good fight. It's actually HBO pay-per-view, so this is basically my breakdown and prediction and also my thoughts on the 24/7 HBO 24/7, and they also had like a preview show, a fight preview show for this fight coming up, and this is this is a good fight, man, and to me, this is actually the best fighter that Triple G is gonna face as far as athletic ability, as far as punching power, as far as just overall boxing skill set. I consider Danny Jacobs better than most of the guys that Triple G has faced. You know what I mean? So this is by far, to me, his biggest test. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be a great fight. But first, my thoughts on the HBO 24/7. Man, it was great. I missed HBO 24/7s. You know what I mean? And they showed Triple G and basically his history with Big Bear. Big Bear out there in California, a place where it snows, a place where it's like in the mountains and shit, place that was named after basically for its having a lot of bears back in the day. I don't know if they still do. I never been to Big Bear, but it's a place named after the fact that it was a place which inhabited a lot of bears, And it showed Triple G's workout regimen, and this guy works hard, man. You should have seen the training he's doing. You could go ahead and watch it. Check out HBO, their YouTube page, you know what I mean? Or if you got on demand HBO at your house, you could watch it on that. But the man Triple G, he showed his workout regimen, and even Triple G showed him working out with his he has a twin brother, a brother named Max Golovkin, you know what I mean? And I had no idea he had a twin brother, you know what I mean? Just like a lot of people don't know the man Adrian Broner has a twin brother, well, so does Triple G, you know what I mean? And both of the twin brothers, considering that they not professional boxers, so they not quite as in shape as they siblings, whether it's Adrian Broner or Golovkin, you know what I mean? Truth be told, if you saw Max Golovkin side by side with Triple G, you really wouldn't be able to tell that they twins, you know what I mean? And they, excuse me, it showed their history about them growing up in Kazakhstan and how they were both actually amateur boxers, great amateur boxers, and actually coaches used to favor Max Golovkin over Gennady Golovkin. But, the family had to come to a point, the Golovkin family, on who to send, to international matches and, fighting the amateurs. And, they couldn't afford to send both the brothers, you know what I mean? So at that given point in time, they say that Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, was more, he was more into boxing, you know what I mean? He was more dedicated to the sport at the time. So they decided to let him pursue his career of being a boxer, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? So that was a great storyline, the facts that we didn't know about, And also they had a scene where the man Triple G is he we're out there in Big Bear in California, a Jordan representative, somebody who works for the Jordan brand. They come to Triple G's training camp and where he's at, and they basically give him his sneaker, the sneaker that he's gonna wear. I wouldn't even call it a sneaker. It's a boxing boot, you know what I mean? That he's gonna wear versus Danny Jacobs on that March 18th, you know what I mean? And it's a Jordan brand boxing boot, you know what I mean? And Triple G was excited. Even him, he was saying he was like he feels like a little kid at Christmas about to open up a box. I already know you know the feeling, man. You get some fresh Jordans, you know what I'm saying? Carry you excited, you know what I mean? You ready to bust them out the box, fresh out the box, And that was a nice scene for them to show, and they also showed what's his name, Abel Sanchez, and it's basically showing Abel Sanchez, the other parts of his life besides boxing, and the man is like a contractor, you know what I mean? The man is a guy who builds, whether it's houses or he's basically a contractor. Basically, that's his side job, you know what I mean? And he's Oh man, he's been doing that occupation for many years. He said since he was a little kid, he's learned from his pops. You know what I mean? Out there in Southern California, how to be to be an apprenticeship. You know what I mean? So that was some nice insight to show. Besides boxing, between Triple G and this coach Abel Sanchez, and they also showed the Danny Jacobs side. They showed Danny Jacobs. He's training out in Oakland, California, Virgil Hunter's gym. You know what I mean? So that's where he was training at, and they showed guys like Andre Ward in the gym, Fonfora, Andre Berto, Amir Khan, even the Peter Quillen is up in that Virgil Hunter gym. A guy that, already know what the man Danny Jacobs did to Peter Quillen. You know what I mean? So he's also in that gym, and he was basically saying there's so many good fighters. Danny Jacobs was saying so many good fighters in the gym, it gives him motivation, and he could learn a lot. You know what I mean? Even he's taking some tips and pointers from the man. What's his name? Andre Ward. You know what I mean? So it looks like a great atmosphere for him, and they also showed him. Um, his nutritionist, I've said this on a previous video, is the man, what's that dude name? Chris Algieri, you know what I mean? Chris Algieri is out there in the West Coast with Danny Jacobs, and he's basically preparing meals for Danny Jacobs, you know what I mean? He's basically making his food for him. And, they also had a scene where Danny Jacobs' girlfriend, a girl he's been with for 12 years, you know what I mean? It was their anniversary, their 12th year anniversary on that particular day, and she gave the man Danny Jacobs a surprise visit. And Danny Jacobs was happy to see his shorty, you know what I mean? And that was a nice scene for him. And it basically showed, the human side of these fighters besides when they get in the ring, you know what I'm saying, and they're ready to take each other's heads off. So the 24/7 was interesting. Of course it wasn't nothing like Floyd or Adrian Broner with, a lot of flashy entertainment and, the high life and whatnot, you know what I mean? But also Abel Sanchez also spoke on the first time he met Triple G in 2010. The man, I forgot how they initially had met, but the man Abel Sanchez said one day he got a call from Triple G, and Triple G was on his way, and he went to pick him up at the airport. Triple G came all by himself from Kazakhstan with just one bag, you know what I mean? And it looks like he's been in the States ever since, you know what I mean? And, then there was a preview show. And it was basically, guys like Michael Buffer and, different promoters, basically talking about both fighters, whether it was the K2 promoter, what's his name, Tom Loeffler, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember if they had Lou DiBella up in there. I don't remember, but I know they had guys like, basically talking about these guys, how they came up, how Danny Jacobs was a star. Even Max Kellerman was speaking at Jim Lampley, how, the guy had a strong amateur background as well, Danny Jacobs, you know what I mean? Oh, I can't forget, of course, they went through his old cancer procedure and how he overcame cancer and how he came back to the ring 17 months after his cancer operation. So, that was a great big deal for the man Danny Jacobs. But, that's what it is for that, man. Let me get into my prediction of the fight, man. I think the man Danny Jacobs is a good fighter, but I still have questions about his jaw, man. I do. I'm sorry. If a guy like Sergio Mora can drop you, you know what I mean? Yeah, the man Danny Jacobs was being careless, man. Oh my gosh, if the man Sergio Mora could drop you, what do you think I think Triple G was gonna do? I do believe in Triple G's power. I do believe Triple G has a strong jaw, no question about it. Iron cast chin. And that's quite the opposite from Danny Jacobs. But I do believe Danny Jacobs is a better boxer. Might be more technically sound than he is definitely more technically sound than Triple G. Faster hands, no question about it. We're going to have to see if he has faster feet, you know what I mean? Because Triple G is excellent at cutting off the ring, you know what I mean? And we're going to see if Danny Jacobs' power is real for real, and which I do believe it is quite comparable with the man Triple G, you know what I'm saying? But, I don't know if the man Triple G, Danny Jacobs could take for 12 rounds that kind of punishment or, absorb them kind of punches that the man Triple G throws, because Triple G has excellent left hooks. You see what he did to guys like, what's his name? Curtis Stevens, you know what I'm saying? Matthew Macklin. Even that David Lemieux, he displayed, he got an excellent jab. I'm not even going to count the Kell Brook fight, you know what I mean? Kell Brook did land some shots, but I do believe the man Triple G was just in there trying to get him up out of there, you know what I mean? But, and basically would walk through fires just so he could touch Kell Brook. And I don't think that man Danny Jacobs can walk through fire just so he could touch the man Triple G. You know what I mean? I think that's playing with your life. You know what I mean? And playing with this fight. You know what I mean? But Danny Jacobs, does he have a chance to win this fight? I do believe he has a chance if he could employ an excellent game plan, and that would be having to move his feet. You know what I'm saying? Display excellent hand speed, touch the man up, get out of positions where the man Triple G cannot counterpunch you. You know what I'm saying? Or be able to land the kind of punches Triple G throws, come forward, throwing left hooks to the body, right heads to the head, right hooks to the head. If Danny Jacobs could employ excellent defense where he can't take any punishment, but he can have the more eye-catching shots, it's going to be in New York City, man. Hopefully the whole Brooklyn will be out there for the man. Brownsville, Brooklyn will be out there for the man, Danny Jacobs. You know what I mean? I know a lot of Kazakhstan people going to be out there. So it's going to be on, who catches who. And if the man Danny Jacobs could show the judges that he's landing the better shots, anything can happen in boxing. We just see the man Tony Bellew beat David Haye. I got a fight. Nobody gave David Haye, Tony Bellew a chance. Plus, Tony Bellew did mess his hand up. You know what I mean? So it's basically like an even playing field. Both guys were hurt. But if the man Danny Jacobs, if he can box and also land some body shots, stop the man in his tracks where the man Triple G will have to set up, and just display excellent hand speed, he can win the fight, you know what I mean? But I'm just skeptical about his chin, man, and I think Danny Jacobs might capitulate, you know what I mean? Because of the pressure Triple G puts on him. Only way he won't is if he gets out of the way with his fast hands and his fast footwork, you know what I mean? That'll be the key to this fight, you know what I mean? Triple G is a come forward guy, great at cutting off the ring. But if Danny Jacobs could fight and counter off the ropes, if he do so happen to get caught up by Triple G when he cuts off the ring, if Danny Jacobs could counter punch off the ropes, give him angles, and get out of the way, get the fuck up out of Dodge, then he has a chance to win this fight. But those are ifs, and I do know what Triple G brings to the table. And I think this fight gonna be a late round stoppage, maybe 11th round, you know what I mean, in favor of Triple G. 11th round stoppage, and I think his streak will continue. But it'd be a great night if the man Danny Jacobs could pull off the upset, man. That's what I love in boxing, upsets, especially in major fights, you know what I mean? So let me know what y'all think about this breakdown and prediction, and let me know who you guys think gonna win the fight. B Marsh Boxing, thanks for listening. I'm gonna catch you on the next vid. Thanks for listening. One.